So I'm here with Alice Smart, Leeds' youngest ever elected councillor for Armley. Firstly, Alice, what would you say to young people at sixth form college and university who are looking to become a councillor at such a young age like yourself?
I'd say first and foremost, if there is a political party that you particularly align your personal views to, I'd say join that political party and get involved. So you can either go and campaign on a constituency level, or pretty much all the political parties have either a student wing or a youth wing that you can get involved in, and that's sort of how I got involved in the Labour Party personally. I'd also say if you go to university, get involved in your student union, get involved in political societies, if you've got a union council, anything like that, it's a really good experience as well.
And can you explain to us a little bit about your journey to becoming a councillor at such a young age?
So I joined the Labour Party when I was 16. I'm originally from Manchester, and it was just before the 2010 general election. And I lived in a really close marginal seat, so I got involved, and straight away I started campaigning in this really marginal seat. And then when I moved to Leeds for university, I got involved in the student union quite quickly. I sort of got involved in the Labour Society there, and the Labour Students' Wing, which is the student wing of the Labour Party. And I eventually ended up running for sabbatical officer at my student union, so I did a year as the education officer at Leeds University Union, and I think that was a really good experience to have as well, representing students and campaigning for issues that they cared about. So I finished that in July, and kind of last May I got elected to be a councillor in Armley. So yeah, I've only kind of been doing it for a few months, but I think kind of my experience, both campaigning for the Labour Party locally, but also in my student union, was what kind of prepared me for the role.
And what policies are you supporting at the moment that are for the benefit of young people?
I'd say one of the Labour Party's biggest policies, which I think is going to make a huge difference to young people if we do get in and we get elected on May the 7th, is lowering the voting age to 16. I think this is a really important policy. We saw in the Scottish referendum last year that giving young people the vote could make a really big difference, and that young people would rise to the challenge. That young people do care about politics and that they do want to have a say on their future. So I think, if Labour get in May, that'll be a really positive change that we can create for young people going forward. And
finally, Alice, what's next for you as a councillor? Do you have aspirations to become a MP one day, or what is next for you in terms of politics?
I think I'm still very new to the council really. I've only been doing it for a few months, and there's so many areas of the city council which I feel like I maybe don't know enough about yet, or that I'd like to learn more about so I can better represent the people of Armley. So I think kind of over the next few years I'd kind of like to get to know different areas of the council, maybe join some new committees, and just kind of get to know more about what Leeds City Council is doing to help people in Leeds.